So today, finally, we are at the first day of laying our Roman mosaic, and we're welcoming this morning friends from King's College London and the London School of Mosaic. The archaeological remains for the mosaic were only partial, so we just have evidence of the border. So we're super excited because we haven't seen what the team have come up with for the central design yet.
This is the room. The Roman villa that this was based on had a hypocaust at this end, had a mosaic in it, but only partially survived. So we've sort of done a reconstructed design, which is what we're going to make in here, based on the original. And so the central design, which we know nothing about, may have been geometric. We're going to go figurative, and Gary is creating essentially a sort of contemporary take on something that could have appeared here in a 4th century villa. So it should be quite fun. Giulia and I have a pretty good idea if we've seen it. I think it will be very amusing and much enjoyed by people.
Because we were taking bets.
It's not a squid. It's not. Yeah. It's not a squid. It's not a squid. But I think it will be very, very nice. We've got 2 weeks to make it, and I think we should aim for 10 days. Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Good.
Let's get cutting. We're going to be cutting the materials, the tesserae. These are the little cubes that are going to form the mosaic. So we're going to do some cutting using a hammer and a hardy. And you trap your stone between your hammer and your hardy to cut it in half.
Perfect, thank you. So ideally, I think we're gonna cut those in 3, this way, and half. Yeah, to get 6 of it, yeah. Look, there are some, they're a bit fatter and some that are a bit thinner, yeah. So you make a bit of a decision, yeah. So some you leave them bigger, some you just cut them in half, so make them smaller. So you have to hold the tesserae onto the hardy. Just put a bit of pressure, but not a lot really. You don't want to use your wrist too much, yeah? And also next to your body, kind of not that way, but next to your body. Yeah, so we got 6. Slightly bit different to one another, but that's the idea.
We're fairly certain that similar tools were used in the ancient world. We've got visual images that we believe are mosaicists, either relief carved funerary reliefs, or in fact we have a mosaic that may also show a mosaic maker making mosaics, and it's the cutting that those images generally focus on. And we can see they're holding what seems to be a piece of stone, and then they're cutting it with a tool that looks like the hammer onto what may be a hardy, or at least onto a log, which is what the hardy is inserted into.
I'm having a go at my first ever mosaic cutting, and I can tell you it's not easy. And when it works beautifully. And Tamara explained that you do actually feel it. You can feel it working, if you like. But then when you have to cut it down to the kind of second size, so that one worked really well. That's the difficult bit I'm finding. But I've been very selective about trying to get nice pieces that don't have faults in them like this one, so I'm cheating a little bit.
So this is the original Roman tesserae. It's quite straightforward in a way, because we got just 4 colors. If we had more color, more color would be maybe more complicated. But obviously, we're gonna have a white border. So with this, the guilloche, that is this geometric pattern, a black line, white line, a grey line, and the red. I really dreamed all my career for now is to do something like this, because nowadays the mosaics are all made in a workshop, sitting on a chair, on the table, on the desk, while this one is straight on the floor. So this is, it's amazing project. I really, it's a dream, dream project.
reckon that's probably about 100, of which probably only 3/4 will be usable when we get to it. So I think we need to make about 9,000 tesserae per square metre, and I think we've got about somewhere between maybe 12 and 16 square metres at a rough guess. So at least 100,000 tesserae altogether. I think between us we probably made about 2,000 or 3,000 in total. So a long way to go.
What we have here, and this is a setting out plan for the floor, just the geometry that we need to put down, but this setting out results in this design, mosaic design.
Well, I love that you wouldn't guess that that comes from that, but that these represent the crossover points.
Yeah.
And actually it's such a nice simple breakdown of a very complex, what looks like a very complex design.
And from the, you can even see from the drawing that it's actually harder to draw it than it is to make it in mosaic. And I've done the measurements in tesserae on this side, but I've also done the measurements in millimetres on that side.
So we need to check whether it actually fits on our base or not.
Yeah, we need to check the tesserae we've got match the size of the tesserae.
Yes. Are there places where you think we have, we can cut it down or expand it, just in case?
Yeah, I mean the central circle can contract or expand.
Right.
The tesserae size, obviously, if our tesserae is coming up bigger or smaller than the ones I've used in the workshop, then that's going to have a knock-on effect.
Did you cut those ones?
I did, but I cut them very nice.
Did you?
Perfect.
I foresee a problem here. Okay, and where are we starting? Have you got thoughts on that?
I think in terms of marking it out on the floor, we need to mark out, well, we could mark out according to this and see what we've got.
We all love a handmade tool, right?
Yeah.
So this is to transfer the drawing
the
to a much
underlying
larger size.
geometry. Which personally, I'm sure the Romans would have done it like this.
I think this is as close as you'll get to a Roman tool.
Yeah, yeah.
Obviously without the modern day
The
bolts,
steel
but
bits,
you know,
yeah.
something similar.
Yeah. They were clever, them Romans.
Yeah.
I'm sure they could work out.
They built some good stuff, didn't
Yeah,
they?
yeah. and the beauty of like guilloche patterns or all the Roman mosaics is the underlying geometry is quite simple, and like there's hardly any cutting, is there, in
Yeah.
guilloche? So
True.
what looks very complicated interlacing pattern is actually quite simple in terms of the mosaic.
And a lot of curves
Yeah.
that are made out of squares,
Yeah.
which I love.
So you get a lot of oomph for your labour.
Right, I think we're ready then. Should we get going?
Let's get going, yeah.
I think it's going amazingly. I have no experience of mosaic laying, so this is a huge learning curve for me, and it's amazing to see a group who are totally expert in what they do. They really understand what they're doing, and they've also managed to cut 3,000 tesserae, which sounds like a huge amount, but actually we're going to need 100,000, so we've got a long way to go this week.